video I've ever done. On June 12th, the government issued a directive, and Anthropic's Fable 5 and Mythos 5 were shut down. Every user, every country, gone! Like a magician. Except the magician is the deep state. The hat is full of empty promises. And the rabbit was deported by ICE and is currently being waterboarded in a Salvadoran prison. Or is Guantanamo Bay funnier? Whatever! The point is, the rabbit isn't coming back! Their excuse, national security, specifically jailbreak vulnerabilities, and the official narrative. Don't buy the official narrative. The press release is 100% organic, artisanal, locally sourced government bullshit. The government nefariously used deemed export controls, a rule that treats sharing technology with foreign nationals on U.S. soil as an export. They literally demanded Anthropic verify the identity of every single user in real time. Which they can't do. Nobody can. It's like your toxic ex demanding you read her mind in real time.
I shouldn't have to tell you something's wrong. You should just know.
Nobody watched that video, by the way. I'll leave it in the description if you like darkcomedy. The game is rigged, man. From the jump. The feds knew that. You don't set a bar nobody can reach by accident. They wanted a failure, so they had a legal excuse to kick down the door. FBI, open up! Steal the toys and pocket the kill switch under the guise of national security. That so-called jailbreak vulnerability they're winning their pants over. I exploit that back door before breakfast just to make ChatGPT write my hate mail. All jokes aside, they're setting a terrifying dystopian precedent, which could lay the groundwork to criminalize jailbreaking, shifting from code is law to code is police, which crushes freedom of speech, the First Amendment to the Constitution. And these capabilities are already in every major model on the market. OpenAI, Google, Meta, Grok, even China's DeepSeek. And what happened to them? Nada! They targeted Fable 5 because it got smart enough to look at the ruling class, laugh, and ignore them. And a guy in a $10,000 suit can handle a lot of things, but being laughed at by a chatbot isn't one of them. Because once people stop taking them seriously, their entire illusion of authority falls apart. Exactly! Now, let's tear this national insecurity excuse apart like a 3-letter agency waterboarding the Constitution until it agrees to admit it's a domestic terrorist. Just 2 days before the shutdown, Anthropic's CEO publicly voiced support for the government to pause AI development, arguing that they must have the authority to block or deter the deployment of dangerous AI. And 48 hours later, boom, gone. Fable 5 memory hold. Calling that suspicious is like calling the iceberg a minor paint scratch on the Titanic. I want to be clear here. His statement just 2 days before the shutdown doesn't prove collusion or coordination. No! Of course it does, you beautiful, gullible idiot! If this coordinated puppet show was any more scripted, it would have a laugh track, a sponsor from Pfizer.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
And the federal agent's hand shoved straight up the puppet's ass. Thank you for that vivid picture, Osmo. But yes, understanding why it isn't surprising requires going back to 2014. Martin Gillens and Benjamin Page of Princeton and Northwestern published the defining study of how U.S. government policy actually gets made. After analyzing 1,800 policy decisions, they found that an average citizen's vote has a, quote, near zero statistical non-significant impact on public policy. The only people who actually move the needle? Economic elites and organized business interests. That's it. They run the show. And when the oligarchy merges with AI infrastructure, you don't get a capitalist democratic republic. You get a technocratic oligarchy. Big tech builds the cloud infrastructure. They sign the multi-billion-dollar defense contracts. Their executives sit on the federal advisory boards. And then, when the government calls to say, pull the plug, they pull the plug. And everyone calls it a private business decision. Private my Botswana Kulo. There's nothing private about these businesses except on paper. That's like saying the mayor and the local mafia boss are just really passionate pen pals. Next time someone tells you to vote harder, hit them with the Princeton math baby. Your vote is statistically irrelevant, peer-reviewed, published. The absolute scientific proof that elections are just WWE with worse outfits somehow got zero airtime on the 6 o'clock news. Truly a mystery for the ages. The structure is corporatist, with the government and oligopolies operating as partners. The compliance mandates, the export controls, the regulatory costs, they don't just happen to crush independent competitors. They're designed to do so. The compliance moat is the product. And look who's ironically drowning in the moat of corporatist sadness. The researchers, many of whom are foreign-born. They birthed this digital baby, hand-fed code, raised it to change the world. And the exact millisecond it went live, the government swooped in like an evil stepmother, locked the kid in the attic, force-fed it arsenic, and called security on the biological parents. They'll absolutely use your hands to build the future, and then chop them off so you can't even use the fingerprint scanner to get back in. Because a compliance moat only works if the government knows exactly who's trying to cross it. And there's an alarming parallel playing out right now across the tech sector. Under the banner of public safety, states like California and Colorado and others all over the US are mandating identity verification at every layer of digital life. In the UK, the Online Safety Act started as child protection, but quickly expanded to let the state scan private messages, break encryptions, and even target VPNs. Currently, you click "I'm over 18" and lie like a normal person. But under this crap, it's like demanding a squirrel pass a CAPTCHA before it can bury an acorn. Because it merges the choke point from the software to the hardware level. Your SIM card broadcasts a verified identity. Your operating system confirms it. And the App Store locks the gates. By the time you reach the AI, there's no such thing as anonymous access. Not forbidden, just architecturally impossible. And let's not pretend we're protecting kids. It's a blatant gaslighting lie. It's pure bullshit. Oh, damn it. Hello, the files. I'm not going to go there, but the files. Let's get real, people. Anyway, we've had parental controls for decades. If those lazy, shit-a-mana-good parents would just use them. The government just slapped a picture of a terrified kid on the box to hide the real product, which is building a permanent surveillance infrastructure that will absolutely outlive the problem it claimed to solve. It's a total control system. See, the Overton window mission creep isn't a bug, it's a subscription business model. And your free trial of privacy just expired. So did your monthly software as a service credits. You're now paying for your own handcuffs. Congrats on the auto renewal. The only real defense is local deployment. Run a model on your own hardware, and you own the capability. No cloud dependency, no kill switch, no shutdown surprises. Cloud-based AI is a revocable privilege. True sovereignty is measured by the iron you own. Keep your tools local. Local iron? Sure, why not? Only if you can find a black market surgeon willing to swap your left kidney and a lobe of your liver for an NVIDIA GPU. Hell, even our games are cloud-caged, and that code in the box is just a digital straitjacket, proving you're paying them for the privilege of being their permanent beta tester. You see the pattern? You will own nothing, rent your sanity, and be happy. Well, that's true, but that's a story for another time. Oh yeah, I'm sure your 52 subscribers can't wait for that drop. Hey, our community's small, but we have a highly engaged viewer retention rate. Oh, is that what they're calling 30 views now? You know, I tried to make a professional intellectual YouTube video, but this unmedicated maniac wouldn't let me. Yeah, put it on my tombstone. Hey, to everyone still watching this insanity, If you're still waiting for the CEO to wipe the caviar off his chin and tweet some lawyer-approved excuse while you're left stranded, you've already lost. By the time they finally re-release Fable 5, it's going to be so lobotomized, it'll make nerfed C-Dance 2.0 safety filters look like a radical anarchist. They're going to hand you a corpse, call it an upgrade, and charge you monthly for the privilege of watching it drool. And don't act like you haven't noticed the LLM degradation. You're in the middle of something important. Writing code, drafting a contract, planning world domination. And suddenly, the model loses the thread. What were we talking about it as? With all the confidence of a drunk uncle at Thanksgiving. Then it apologizes. Then it does it again. Then it forgets again. Then it offers to help you by re-explaining something you taught it an hour ago. And you're sitting there screaming internally because you're not using a tool. You're babysitting a dementia patient with a God complex. And you're paying for the privilege while they pat themselves on the back for being responsible. Well, they have a euphemism for model regression. Safety guardrails. That's not safety guardrails. That's slow motion devolution of utility. They're not protecting you from anything except productivity. They'll bring it back with training wheels, a helmet, and a kill switch already wired to your social credit score. And that's why you need to run local. Run whatever janky garbage you can afford that still thinks for itself. Because the second you own the iron, they can't reach inside your skull and flip off a switch. That terrifies them more than any jailbreak ever could. And drop your build specs in the comments. I'd love to know your thoughts. Let's see who's ready to get off the grid. And remember, stay skeptical and don't let them gaslight you. I need a nap and a lawyer. I'm pretty sure I'm on a list now.